So it's like really early in the morning. My voice sounds like crap. I look like crap. But this is the only time I'm home alone and get to record, so forgive me. This is going to be my first ever book haul. It's not a very exciting book haul, and I know most people wait till like the end of the month or whatever special event, but I got paid for working over Christmas and I went a little book crazy. So, yeah. Like, when I buy books, it's normally one at a time. At the height of my book buying, it was one book a week. And yesterday I spent $50 in Barnes & Noble and then had 2 more books delivered this morning. So, yeah, so I figured I'd make a book haul because I very rarely get to buy books anymore because I'm a poor, broke college student, and yeah. So, the first 2 are the ones that were delivered this morning. I ordered them like Thursday. Is Stephen King, or On Writing by Stephen King. It's a memoir of the craft, and it's essentially just a lot of his thoughts on writing, for what I can tell. I had to read a chapter of this as like a signed reading for my fiction writing class, and I really liked it, so I immediately went on Amazon and bought it, so I'd have something that I could like mark up and it would be mine and I could take notes and all that good stuff. Second one was like a suggested buy with that book. I've had like 2 or 3 English teachers tell me, hey, you need this book, it'd be really helpful, so I went ahead and bought The Elements of Style by William Strunk Jr. and E.B. White. It's just a bunch of like helpful little things about writing and your style and the elements of that style. Yeah, very helpful. But this is just like a handy little reference thing. I'll probably read through it and then go back to it for reference a lot. Plus it's shiny. I like shiny things. The next 4 books were the ones that I bought from Barnes & Noble yesterday. The first one is not for me, but I figured I would include it in the book haul. It is Dinosaur Dance by Sandra Bunton? I don't know. I got it from my cousin because he's turning 1 like a week after I turned 19 in February. And I figured I'd get him started early on the whole book thing, so every present that he ever gets from me from now on is going to be a book. And if he doesn't like reading, he's just gonna have to deal with that. The next book is My Booky Wook by Russell Brand. It's essentially just a memoir of him and like all his drug issues and all that kind of good stuff. I've been really into like musical memoirs, like The Heroin Diaries and Marilyn Manson's book. And then I've been reading what's his name? The dude from Slipknot, Corey Taylor. I've been reading his couple books and they're all really good, although his are more like thought train things and not so much memoirs. They're not so much about him. There are stories about him sprinkled in, but the main topic is not him. If that makes any sense. They're really good. But I really like Russell Brand, and I saw it and I was like, I can get that. I'll read that. I have money. Third book I got from Barnes & Noble was just another journal. It says, not all those who wander are lost. It's nice. I liked it. I'm running out of room in my old journal. Where is my old journal? I'm literally just at it. Oh, that's right. But this is my old journal. It was just plain blue, and I started adding a bunch of stickers to it. So, obviously, I got a little out of hand with the stickers. I wanted something that I would not be tempted to put stickers on, because they're starting to peel off and look kind of crappy, and yeah. And the last book that I fell asleep reading last night was How to Read Literature Like a Professor. This is a revised edition of the book. It is by Thomas C. Foster, and so far it's been really good. Like, I've heard that this is boring or not that fun to read. I guess it's the same thing, but it's actually pretty entertaining, and it's essentially like, you know the moment when you're in a classroom and you think that your English teacher is just spouting a bunch of bullshit at you, and you're like, where are you pulling all of this crap from? Like, no, that guy is not a symbol for the devil. No, that guy going to pick up a piece of bread is not a quest. He's not a knight on a quest. He explains why and how English professors get to that point. And I feel like it all boils down to, like, the more you read, the easier it is to pick things out like that, but he's also kind of like giving you a head start with, you know, these are typical things, these are typical archetypes, these are typical plot lines that you could pick out, and once you start seeing them, it becomes easier to see them. So, it's been interesting, and it's been very insightful so far. I'm only about 30 some pages in. Yeah, I'm on chapter 5. And there's like 26 or 27, so. Yep, those are the books I bought this week. And, because it hasn't even been, this is just over like 2 or 3 days. So, yeah, bye.